Hi guys, we thought we had this beautiful backdrop in Donegal, Ireland, so we were going to do a little stretch exercises for those mornings that you don't have enough time, or you feel really tight and you're not ready to work out, or you just need to get a little bit of movement and just not feeling up to doing a full class. So we're just going to start on your back. So take yourself to the mat. We're just going to go into those basic pelvic curls that we usually start with. Grab the back of your thighs or your knees and take yourself down to your mat and find that space of neutral pelvis where you stabilize the pelvis. So you're going to rock it back and push away. So roll back into that mat and push away. So inhale, scooping the belly, rounding it back into the mat. That's going to release that sacrum, release that spine as you tuck back into the mat and push away. And we're just going to go into one more as you round it back and tilt away. All right, going into those pelvic curls. Take yourself up as high as you can on those shoulder blades and then find that articulation back down. Take that inhale, scoop and round. Try to peel yourself off one vertebrae at a time. Rounding it back down. Remember, those abs are pulling in tight, so scoop the belly to the spine, peel the self up using your hamstrings to lift up, and then find that articulation back down. One more. All right, we're gonna go into a hamstring pull. Right leg goes out straight. Your left one is gonna come up. Again, you wanna make sure you're deepening the belly and just pull that hamstring towards you. If it's too much, keep your head back, and you can keep the hands behind the hamstring or on the calf. If you can get yourself up this high and pull towards you, you should get that long length out of here. I know it's tough on some people's necks, so just keep your head back and just feel the stretch. So you don't want to come past your knee bending because the hamstring turns off, so just that length out. You can take one leg down and then take the next one up, and the same thing. Stay lifted if you can. Make sure you're pulling your abs in tight. Walk your hands down if you're really too tight in the hamstring, and just keep your hands behind the hamstring. Just don't pull behind your knee, and remember, you don't want to bend so you get that stretch to the back of the leg. So if you can only go here, that's fine. Good. All right, bring your knees in, pull tight to the chest. If you tuck your chin in, it releases the lumbar spine a little bit more. All right, we're going to take the knees and drop them to one side. Try to find that rotation so you can take your arms the opposite way. And then we're going to switch your side. Drop your knees as close to the floor as you can and take those arms to the other side. All right, grab your knees, roll yourself up, and then we're going to switch over onto all fours. So bring yourself up into quadruped or all fours. Your wrists go underneath your shoulders. You want to be flat through your spine, so watch sinking too much into it to start. We're just going to go into that rounding, into that deep cat stretch, and then sink down. You can push your tailbone away and drop the belly towards the mat. Inhale, scoop, round, and lift. Try to get up into that upper thoracic, so all up here where it's mostly tight for us, and then rounding it back down. So you want to draw the shoulders away as you sink into it. So inhale, scoop, round and lift, and then you've got that exhale to sink it down. Good. Inhale, two more. Scoop the belly. You almost want to feel like your pubic bone is going towards your nose so you can push up into that upper thoracic, and then sinking into it. And then that last one, round and lift, push through to get that rounding of the spine. Exhale, sink it down. All right, sit back on your heels. You're going to go into that child's pose. Open your knees if you need to sit deeper into those hips. And then just drop your head. All right, push through your fingers. You're going to lift your hands so that you can get into that upper back again and draw those lats down just like someone's pulling your upper back down towards your hips. All right, we're going to come up again. Take your knees to one side, so you're going to walk your knees to the right and walk your hands to the left. So you have to come off that right hip to drop it towards the floor. This should all get that big stretch. So if you have any lower back tension, or you wake up with that lower back tightness, this is perfect because you're starting to get that SI joint to release as you reach across. We're going to come up and do the same thing to the other side. So you're going to take your knees to the left and walk your hands to the right, and then really try to drop that left hip back. So if you get any of that glute tightness, my left side's getting it right now, or you get that release of that glute muscle, and that rotation or that length out of that rib cage on that opposite side. All right, come up on all fours. You're gonna go into a little shoulder stretch. So if you have any shoulder impingements, be careful. And you always wanna stay on the top of your neck, up your head, not your neck, so you don't wanna be on your neck. You're gonna take your left hand and you're gonna cross it under, and you're gonna place your head on the top of the mat. So make sure that you're not laying your ear down, but you're right on the top. You've got your abs in tight and just reaching that arm away. So you should feel like someone's grabbed your left wrist and pulled it away. If you feel comfortable to take your hand off and wrap it around your back, you can. Just make sure you're not closing down again on that neck. When you come back, place your right hand to bring your left one back, and then we're gonna go into the other side. So reach it over, remember the crown of your head, so you want that neck really long. If you're comfortable to take your hand off and wrap it around, you can, so get that opening of the chest. Left hand comes back as you bring yourself back up. Right, so we're gonna go into a pigeon, so it's kind of a yoga pose. So if you have any knee or hip limitations, you probably don't wanna do this way either. You can always do the same thing without crossing the knee to kind of lean forward and get into that hip flexor stretch. If you can take your knee across the front, you wanna try to get your leg as straight forward as you can, and then just walk your leg back. So you should get that hip flexor stretch on the right side, and the left hip on the other side should get that stretch. If you're comfortable to take your hands down to the floor, take them all the way down. If it's too much on that outer glute muscle, then just stay lifted. Just try to keep the shoulder blades down. And you're just gonna hold a stretch, so remember, don't bounce. And we're just gonna walk it back. And then you're gonna switch your legs. So make sure you reset, pull that knee underneath you first. Go where you're comfortable on that hip or knee. Don't alter anything, especially if you have any knee or hip replacements. You don't want to do this one where you're coming across the body. Again, walk yourself down if you can and try to get that hip opened and into that stretch. We're going to bring it back up, swing that leg back, and we're just going to go straight to your belly. So this is just a little lumbar stretch again. So if you have any SI joint instability or lower back tension, it's perfect. So keep your elbows in close. You're just going up into Sphinx. So you're gonna push through your elbows and you wanna draw your shoulder blades down. So we all usually stay here. Lift and get that length out. And then bring yourself back down. So the object is to keep your hips tucked underneath you. So you're kind of pushing your pubic bone into the mat as you lift. And then taking yourself back down. So you're gonna go into that inhale, exhale and lift. Into that extension. So watch the toss back of the head too. It should stay in line with the spine. And then back down. So if you're comfortable to go into Cobra, tuck your hands back closer, but you want your elbows in, don't flip them out. As you push to lift, listen to your back. If you can go into this full extension and you can only go here to keep your elbows back, that's fine. Bring yourself back to the mat with control. Inhale to lift and lengthen. You want the widening across the collarbone. If you're tight in the lower back, you should get that stretch. Keep pushing your hips to the mat. Make sure those abs stay in tight. Last one. Reach and lift. And then back down to the mat. All right, we're gonna push back into that child's pose. So push through your hands, walk your knees back up. Sit back into that deep cat stretch again, or child's pose, sorry. Sit back into those hips. Good. And then you're just gonna walk your hands around by your feet. So just take your hands out and then you can drop your head to relax it. So if you wanna rotate to one side, you can. If you wanna stay right on your forehead, that's fine too. And just sit into this pose if you can. If it's too much on your hip and knee, you can go just roll to your back and lay on your back and put your legs out straight. All right, bring yourself up. We're gonna sit in mermaid. This is always a good stretch for everybody that has any tightness in their rib cage, in their hips. You can sit Indian style, or you can sit with your knee back into that mermaid position. It's a lot on everybody's hips sometimes. So if you're really tight again, just stack your hips on top of each other. you're just gonna switch your sides as you go to the other side. So you want that long stretch. This sit bone should feel like it's pushing into the mat. So you want to try to sit deep into it, sit back into your tailbone. Keep your core tight to lift up and over. Take your big inhale. Go back into your exhale. Try to get your arm to come over your ear. Rib cage is reaching away. And then when you come back up, if you're sitting in this side stack, then just switch your legs. If you're in mermaid, remember you want to switch your legs so you're putting the opposite leg forward, and then just go to the opposite side. So deep, deep stretch. Reach that rib cage away. And then inhale up one more time to this side. Long extension out of that rib cage. And then inhale, bring it back up. All right, sitting into those sits bones and into that tailbone. You're going to take a deep breath in and close your eyes if you want. And then take that exhale, blow it out. Good, one more. Take that inhale up. And exhale, blow it out. Thanks for joining us today. We hope you love the view behind us. We absolutely love it here in Ireland. See you next time.